Exclamation everybody, and welcome back to the LiveCraftMine server. I am back, I am alive, I am back home, I am doing things. It is rather awesome. I have some things to talk about, but I want to, as always, catch you up on the things that I've worked on a little bit off camera, as well as do some building today. I've been spending a lot of time adventuring and doing some redstone stuff, and I want to take a little break from that, just a little break, and do some actual building. But before we do that, let's see what I've been up to off camera here. You see, this is my enchanting area, and I now have a little switch here. If I press that, you'll see that I have pistons that just activate this that allow me to get lower level enchants by blocking those bottom rows of bookshelves there. So that is cool and awesome. That is why I have that on there. Just, you know, since I tend to have low levels of experience since I'm dying so often, it made sense to do that for me. Also, I've expanded slightly the storage room here. You see that I've got it looking a little bit different. I haven't oops, forgot about that. I haven't quite got this all the way to the end yet, but I'm very close. I have to also fix all these blocks underneath here so that they match the diorite, the unpolished diorite that I have under here. So very good. I also have a miscellaneous chest now, which is the catch-all chest that's grabbing everything that I don't have other chests for. I should get some for the spruce saplings though, since I have a bunch of them around, and some of the other things probably not so much. But you know, they'll come in useful later. Also, I want to, at some point, probably in my live stream, we'll see, I'd like to start to get my kitchen area together up here where I can have a smeltery and whatnot. You'll see that I've started to, I was working off camera on trying to get a delivery system here. See, I've got glass here that goes all the way down to where I've been collecting my you know, lava and stuff below here. That does not work apparently in the snapshots. It used to work at 1.7 where you could just have it shoot up through glass. Now it appears to not work unless I'm just not doing it right. But that's okay. There is another way that uses droppers all pointing upwards towards into one another with some redstone, and I'll probably employ that method since that seems to be the most reliable of them. Plus I have to do some more stuff inside there to try to spruce the place up a bit. At some point I'll be removing that, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. Also, as far as the farms go, now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm getting kind of low on the potatoes here, let's go over and just take a look at the farms real fast. You see, I've been clearing out, it's a little bit subtle, but I've been clearing out lots and lots of trees. That's why the area doesn't look that different, but it is. I've just been very, very slowly going through and just trying to get through all these trees that are lying around here. You see, I've got the start of my carrot farm here, which I need to actually expand while I'm here. While I'm thinking about it, it's a good thing I came over here. I like that now, and I left that fence open. I like that now, even in the unloaded chunks, things will continue to grow, which is awesome. It makes it a heck of a lot easier now, so I don't have to AFK in this chunk in order to have everything grow, which is rather cool. So I can always rely on these farms to be growing at all times, which is makes your life a lot easier when you're trying to do things. Let's grab all that. Let's replant all this as well. Looks like I'm getting a lot of poisonous potatoes out of it. So we have this. I have the cocoa beans behind me. You probably saw them out of the corner of my eye. And I actually want to replenish those as well, because I'm going to be using lots of dye this season, I think. We'll see. Mostly because I'm using lots and lots of wood this season. Did I have? Yeah, that's a decent amount right there. Let's move those out of the way so I don't accidentally eat them. But yeah, I'm collecting lots of dye because I think I'm going to be using it quite a bit. I'm not. I'm using more wood this season than I've ever actually used in Minecraft because I had so many trees here. It just made sense to do it. But I will be getting into the clay stuff at some point too. I do have a whole chest full of unblemished clay that I can start dyeing at some point. So I also want to make sure that I collect all the flowers that I can and so on and so forth. I don't know if there's an actual automated flower farm you can have or not. That'd be kind of interesting to try out. Because you can use, you can put bone meal. That's the word I was looking for. You can put bone meal in a dropper, I believe, or a dispenser, and it will actually use it, which is going to be the basis of my tree farm. Once I get around to it, I will be doing a tree farm, automated tree farm. Well, semi-automated tree farm. Man, I have workbenches all over the place here, just all over the place. I'm not going to worry about the wheat right now because I've had my fill of bread at this point. But all this other stuff is good. Now, what I intend to do over here is this is just, as I've probably mentioned, this is just temporary for right now. I want to actually build houses here that then have the farms next to them, or at least one farm, a farmhouse with all these fields, and then automate the fields. But in order to do that, I need some space, and I'm slowly but surely carving away at this at this hill here. I want to sort of flatten this whole thing out. I'm trying eventually to flatten this whole valley out. Maybe not entirely. There'll probably be some mountains still that I'll keep around. But for the most part, I do want to flatten the majority of this out here. And there's all kinds of caves and stuff back here, like little caves and stuff. And there's a cave system below here that I have not looked through yet either. That could use some lighting up, I guess. And the same with this hill here. I think this entire hill is just going to get flattened out at some point. I just have to really just buckle down and do it. It just takes a while. I'm sort of getting to that point where this is sort of the quandary that I'm in right now. Is let me just put these away while I'm thinking about them because I need to empty out my inventory a bit. But the quandary I'm in is that as I said, I want to make this season. Do I have? I do. All right. You know what? I'm not going to run all the way around there. I'll just toss these in manually. And the rest of these can go in the smeltery down below. But I'll do that later. I want to. Is it? Oh, it's becoming nighttime. I am the only one on the server at the moment. I'm kind of jumping around a bit here, but since I'm the only one on the server, I just keep resetting the time. It's been a little bit of a Deadsville recently here, but I think that's just because of summertime and people are on vacation. It's the middle of summer here, so I'm guessing that is the cause of that. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, let me just throw these down in the smeltery down below, and we can have a little chatty poo. So the quandary, as was mentioned, was that I've been doing a lot of redstone stuff, and I've been doing a lot of adventuring and prepping and stuff like that. A lot of caving. There's tons of caves still around here that I haven't fully explored. A ton of mining. I actually got 20. I'm back up to 20 diamonds, which is amazing. And they were all in this one little small area here as I started doing some parallel mining here. So I've been doing a lot of that, trying to just get on my feet as far as resources go, so I don't have to skimp and scamper about for things. We'll put that in there. We'll grab some more lava. There we go. That was not the right furnace. It's this furnace. Excellent. And then we'll grab some more lava again. There we go. And then I'll get the rest of these cooked up. Excellent. And I'll just let that fly for now. My mob dropper's actually been working pretty well. I actually moved all the rotten flesh into my storage area, but there was a couple stacks of it in there. And I have as I mentioned in a previous episode, I have a zombie spawner that I need to link up as a farm. I just have to get around to it. I started to dig it out a little bit. I just have to, plan out how tall it's got to be and all that stuff. Got to look on the wiki, see what brings zombies down to half a heart and all that fun stuff. Or actually, in that case, what kills them outright, because all I really want is their drops at that point. So, as I was mentioning, doing lots of redstone, doing lots of this prep work, and there's been, people have come over to this area, other people from the server. I've noticed, I've been watching their videos and stuff, have come over to sort of visit to see what I've been up to, and they walk away rather disappointed because there's been nothing really of note to look at. And I want to change that. You can see I've started to build some stuff. It's important to me that I try to balance out what I've been doing and what I've been working on. And I especially, I want to start actually putting down some roots here. I mean, there's a lot of leveling out that I want to do. And obviously there's a whole big, wall that I want to build as well. That's just going to take forever and a day, and that's going to be mostly off camera, I think, because that's going to be as boring can be to watch. But yeah, I want to level as much of this out as I can, make it a truly level valley, because what I'm looking for is, this is sort of the grand entrance, right? And you can see up to this point is where I was before, and I've extended this all the way down now to the bottom and out to the portal, almost to the portal. I probably am going to move that portal over a little bit. I just have to clear that area out around there and get rid of that whole mountain right there. But the idea is, and obviously cobblestone's just temporary. I just wanted to get this down so I could see what I'm doing. But the idea is, this is going to be the grand entrance, and when you walk down here, you're going to see this whole valley open up in front of your eyes, and I'm going to have, settlements, a big settlement all through here. Houses, shopkeepers, and all kinds of things. So I just need to start putting down the roots, and in so doing, I also needed to start to finish up what I was doing up here. And you see, it's hard to get a good look at it, but I have put the roof on here finally. Let me see if I can get a little bit better vantage point for you guys. We'll come up here. Hopefully not die. There we go. You see, here's what I've put on as the roof here. I've got like some fences there, so I've got little open sections, and then some decorations, some decorative spruce wood logs there. Everything else, I've got some spawning going on in there that I need to fix because that's all hollow right there. And then I'm going to put a flag on here. Now, from what I've seen on Twitter, I just saw this today. Jeb was tweeting out that I think was it Jeb or was it Dinnerbone? I don't remember who, but they were tweeting out that like there's going to be flags or banners or something in one of the newer snapshots coming up. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's in one of the newer snapshots or if it's just something that they're working on as a one-off. I don't know. I assume it's something that's going to be in a newer release. So that seems rather cool. I don't know if it's going to be something that you would hang off of here or not. Regardless, I'll probably build my own up here out of wool. But that's my idea, and I don't know. This might be a little bit taller for it too. I just kind of put it down that tall just to see what it would look like. So let's get down from here, because I'm getting a heavy dose of vertigo right now. And you see on the inside here, I've got the floor all sort of patterned out. I think this looks kind of nice. I still need to do some patterns in these walls. I'll probably do those in wool, as I mentioned before. You can hear, man, I'm getting a ton of spawns in there. And then the wall will just come out here and start and extend across here. This bridge will be gone. It'll just be the battlements of the wall and so on and so forth. And then I have to extend this staircase down and figure out how I'm going to have it split off, because obviously this is going to go down there and then somehow it's got to blend in with the natural curvature there. So we'll see how I'm going to do that, because it's going to come down a little bit and then go up and over, I think. So that's what I have there so far. And then the dirt around the edges here, probably not going to stay. It's probably going to be something else. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to do there yet. I was thinking maybe half slabs here. Or well, I should say, yeah, just slabs here. I keep saying half slabs because that's what we used to always call it. So I might just do that and call it a day there. And then the rest of this is just some landscaping where I just have to spruce it up a bit, maybe plant some trees, or not trees, but some bushes and whatnot. Also, I just remembered I have those pumpkins over there, and I have not planted them over in the normal farm. Forgot all about them. Forgot all about those. I'm going to need those for lighting at some point, so I need to flesh out my farms there and get those squared away. Now, I've been playing around with the road here. I kind of like the nether rack, or not, I'm sorry, the nether brick for the road. The cobblestone, not so much. I'll probably turn these into something else, some other kind of steps. I'm not sure what yet. But I've got the polished diorite and I've got the nether brick, and I think that looks okay. I've got some more nether racks smelting up down below, but I think this is okay. I was worried that it looks kind of out of place, but I think once I start getting some things down, it might not look so bad. So that's where I'm at with this. And then obviously the portal's going to move over. We got a zombie pigman paying us a visit already. So move over slightly over here, and then I want to move all this out of the way. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, this guy is just randomly decided to pay us a visit. How you doing, guy? And then here I'm starting to build out shops and other things of that nature. I'm kind of debating whether it's just going to be all shops or if it's going to be shops and some houses. I don't know. I think it's going to be all small shops right now, 7 by 5. And then over here I'm trying something a little bit different. What we're going to do is work on this on camera while I talk about things. But this I just did off camera, and I kind of like it. I think it works. I'm testing out things. I've never tried stuff like this before, so I've never been good at the detail work, right? I'm always the guy that's doing stuff on the inside here, which there's not a whole lot of room to do anything in there, but never really good at the whole putting details outside here. Like these are three birch stairs, right? You got 2 facing either way here and 1 upside down in the middle. It's different. It would be nice if we could have birch fence posts, but I think it's okay. And then up here I've done something similar. I've got just slabs, and then I've got some stairs in the middle here, and then slabs, and then some more stairs in the middle here. 2 of them on facing the opposite ways and all that stuff. And I think it's working out okay. Obviously, the next thing here is doing some landscaping, putting some bushes down, and I have to go grab my shears. I haven't used the shears since day 1 when I made the when I made the bed. So they're going to be put to quite the use as I grab some of these leaves, which I have not done yet. So that is the next thing on my list. I've been just chopping the trees down and not worrying about the leaves, but really I need to start grabbing some leaves if I want some bushes and whatnot. And you see I've been trying out a few things. I have some magenta and some pink stained glass. I think I might put the pink stained glass on here. I'm not sure what it's going to look like though. Let's just see what it looks like for the moment here. Like that. Like that. Well, it gives it a different contrast. I thought I heard some footsteps. It gives different contrast. We'll see. I'm purposely leaving this open because I'm going to do a little something here with the roof. That's why I've been sort of. Let me just put these away so I have some inventory space here. I want to do it in. Do I want to do it in oak? Hey guy. Do I want to do it in oak wood or do I want to do it in the spruce? Because this is dark oak. This is regular oak, which I think is okay. And then this is oak, even though it doesn't, even though it has sort of a darker look to it for some reason. And then I don't know if I want to do. I think maybe I could do the spruce, but that looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I have 3 wood types in there. I don't know how that's going to work out. If that's going to work out so well or not. Let's do it with the oak wood first, and then we'll see. Because worst comes to worst, I just make too many. I make too many stairs, and then I just have a bunch of stairs lying around, which I already do. I should have really just brought those out and used those instead, but whatever. So I have gotten back last week from my business trip, and let me tell you, I am very happy. I'm a very happy man for being back. I'm very happy to be back. As I mentioned in my previous episode, where it was the getting to know you episode, not very big on the people, not much of a people person. And it's not that I don't like people, it's that I just get, my batteries run out very quickly when it comes to people. So I don't want that on the back though yet. I think I'll have to figure out what I'm going to put on the back. But right now I just want that, and then I want it on the other side. I want that kind of hang over a little bit. So it's just tiring for me, very, very tiring. Friday morning I got back here, and I got back I think around 11 a.m. I think it was, ultimately, after going through rush hour traffic and all that stuff. And I was just in absolute zombie mode. Just completely. I was completely out of it. Like I could not I could not think straight. I could not stay awake for more than, an hour at a time. And then when I'd sleep, I could only sleep for like a half an hour at a time, and it was just very, very strange. My body was just completely rebelling against all the things. You got it. It was rebelling against it. But luckily that wore off pretty quickly. I'm assuming that's because I've spent, 33 years of my life in this time zone, and it's like, oh, I recognize this. Okay, let me just give me a day to adjust. Because because it didn't take me long to get back onto my normal schedule, so that was a good thing. It's so as far as anything that interesting or exciting that happened out there. I flew out to San Francisco because it was the only direct flight. San Francisco was not my ultimate destination, but it was the only direct flight that my colleagues and I could get. Otherwise, we'd have to have connecting flights, and then it turned from a 6 hour and 15-minute flight to 9 or 10 hours at that point. It's like, ugh. So we were all kind of gunning for the we'll go out of our way, and then we'll come back and drive the rest of the way rather than trying to get directly to where we wanted to be by plane. And that was okay. I have never been on a plane for 6.5 hours before. It's an interesting experience. I mean, the nice thing about it was that I was still why I'm trying to place this correctly, and it's placing them in the wrong spot. The nice thing about it was I was still very much awake and alive, awake and alive, and I was able to just sit there and read a book for those 6 hours, which was very cool. I was reading, for those of you wondering, I was geeking out, and I was reading one of the, now I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, and I apologize to the geeks, but Drizzt Do'Urden books. It's a Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms thingamajigger. Who writes it? I forget the guy. I forget the name of the guy that writes those books, but it's by that guy. And I've read quite a few of those books, and this is the new series that my brother had given me several years ago, and I have never gotten around to it. And I decided to use that time to read it, because I don't tend to get any time elsewhere otherwise to read. It's one of those things where you sort of have to make time for it, and I never seem to want to make time for it. I always want to make time for video games and not for reading. It's just the way it tends to fall, I guess, the way it tends to land. So did that. I got almost through the entire book. I only have about 3 or 4 chapters left, so maybe that'll be the impetus for me to actually finish it, because I'm almost to the end. So that would be cool. And then I have the other 2 books in the series, because it's a 3-volume series. I cannot grab this. Cannot grab this dirt. It will not let me. So it's so I don't know when I'll get to volume 2 or 3, but hopefully it won't be because I have to travel somewhere. That's my hope anyway. Well, let's see how I want to do this. Where's this guy at? Hey, guy. Little bit of lag on the server. It's been kind of laggy the last couple days. I mean, yesterday I was getting a lot of okay, let's place that, please. Place it. Come on, place it. You know you want to. There you go. I was getting some mob lag, and then I crashed. So I don't know what was going on there, but that seems to have resolved itself somewhat. It is still a little bit of mob lag, but not as much as there was. Now, what does this look like? Put that there, that there, that there. I've seen worse. I should say I've done worse. So that's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. And then I gotta figure out what to do here. I think it's going to be a lot of filling in the blanks, I think. So yeah, and then so we spent a little bit of time in San Francisco, because by the time I got there, we were all, well, I was really hungry, and I was sort of begging them to stop so we could eat. So I sort of forced their hand and asked them in getting them to stop and find us some food places. So we actually decided to while we were out looking for food, we decided to take a little drive and go across the Golden Gate Bridge. That was a first for me. First time I've actually been out of this time zone, so everything is a first for me in that regard. And so that was cool. It was incredibly cold. I mean, it was, and not because of the temperature. The temperature was like 74 degrees or something like that. But it was the wind that was very, very windy. Very, very windy. I think I need something here to make this look a little bit better. I wonder if I can put some, here's some here. Let me try and do some of these whatchamadoozies. Not that. Yes, those. See what this looks like. See if I can make this look right, because these trapdoors are always kind of finicky. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let's do 2 more, and then on the other side make it a little bit balanced. So yeah, saw that. It was funny too. We were driving on the 101 freeway, and as we're driving along towards the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm looking around. I'm like, this road looks familiar, and of course I've never been out there before. So I'm like, what's going on here? And then I thought, oh yeah, all those racing games I played as a kid. when they show the Golden Gate Bridge, yeah. California 101 apparently looks just like that. Because we're driving along there, I'm like, man, this looks really familiar. This is really cool. So you know what? I'm kind of thinking I want to put gravel there, but is that going to look right if I do that? Let me go grab some gravel and see if that looks okay, because it's going to look, because the front is all glass, and there's no reason for me to make the back glass, because it's not really, you don't necessarily spruce up the back of houses or buildings for that matter. So let me just grab some gravel here and we'll talk some more. This, by the way, is going to be a long episode. I can tell you right now, I'm already at like 38 minutes or something like that. So, Yep. Hope you guys like long episodes. So, yeah, where did I put the gravel at? I think it's right here. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, let's take this and see what we can. You can see how I've lit pretty much everything up down below there, except for the mob dropper in my ravine down there. So. So yeah, I'm like, man, this looks just like the video games and playing that, except for one part. And the one part is, in video games, it seems like they always compress the area around the Golden Gate Bridge. So it's like every time I've played a video game, it's been like, okay, you're on 101, and then suddenly you're on the bridge. And it's like, in real life, that's not really the case. It turns out, in real life, get a better vantage point here. In real life, to get onto the Golden Gate Bridge, you have to go through these series of back roads that take you through Golden Gate Park, and then you suddenly end up on the bridge, and it's like, ooh, that's really strange. I've never seen this before. And I wasn't the only one to comment on that either, and you know, in the van. So it's I thought that was kind of interesting, a little tidbit there, that they always seem to, because I know that developers compress those maps down because they would be far too large and far too unwieldy if they didn't. But I just found it funny that they all, like every racing game I've played that involves the Golden Gate Bridge, they all compress it down so it's just 101 straight to the bridge and not any of the side roads. As far as I remember, anyway. So that's I just found that to be a bit humorous. Should I put gravel here? I could put gravel here. And then put birchwood, maybe. And put that torch back. I feel like I should make the whole front, well, I could put bushes and stuff here probably. Yeah, and then you know what I'll do? Let me put some gravel here. Try to make it stand out a little bit. Because I purposely have these jutting out here, so it's sort of like a semi-log cabin-ish look to it. Of course, I'm not going to have that on the front though, but let me just do it on the sides and see what it looks like. So yeah, that was a thing, and then we went down to Fisherman's Wharf to actually get some food. There's lots and lots of food places down there. Had the absolute best chicken parmesan I've ever had in my life. Seriously, I mean, I ordered it thinking, it's just going to be the normal, you know, they bring in like the little chicken cutlets and they've smothered them and stuff. No, this was a chicken breast, and this was a huge chicken breast. It took up a sizable plate, enough that everybody commented on it like, "Oh my God, that is huge." And it was delicious. It was the best thing I've had in my life to date. So that was rather spectacular. And then, you know, I got to see a little bit of the sights, but nothing too terrible. We were all pretty tired at that point. Just wanted to get to where we had to go. It was another hour or 45 minutes to get to where we wanted to be, or where we needed to be for the next day. So it was, you know, there was only so much you could do in that time frame. Now I do want to fill in this dirt here, or at least start to fill this in, because I want this all to be level. So I might as well start doing that now while we talk a little bit more. Or I can start working on the next house, which actually is probably the better solution, because watching me fill in dirt is not going to be too interesting. So we've got so this will be a building, I'd say, and then this will, yeah, I'm thinking that I'm not going to put houses here, I don't think. I think they're all going to be sort of shops of some sort, and then the houses will just go back further. This right here, as you can see, I'm already starting to push this back as far as I can. So I'll be doing that. And then up here, I'm going to leave this probably relatively natural because of the curvature here. But I'll probably fill in some of this stuff, and I don't need... If I need a lake, I'll make a man-made lake. So let's see. I want to do 7. So should I do it as polished andesite or polished granite? Use the polished diorite, I guess, but I don't have enough of it right now. Although I can make some more. Yeah, let's use the polished diorite for the moment. How many spaces did I leave here? I think I left 1, 2, technically 3 spaces. All right, so let's do another one here. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 5 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yep, and I need to make some more diorite. Let me punch out the center here first. There we go. And let's go get some more resources. And I think what I'll do is I'll use the acacia wood for this. In fact, I can just do that right now. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. I think is the height I've been going for here. There we go. And in our travel, so we had we had a giant 15-passenger van, because there were quite a few of us. We didn't fill up the van, but we were, it was the best that we could do as far as vans go. So we all had a big 15-passenger van, and we're traveling through the streets of San Francisco, which, for those of you in the know, you know that San Fran is basically, let me reset the time too while I'm here. San Fran is basically built on the side of a mountain. It's all mountains. Every road everywhere is just a mountain. And they're quite steep at points. And what do I want here? I want some, what was I looking for? I was looking for diorite. Yes. I should put this away too. I'm saving up all this rotten flesh because there is a villager that I want to grab that's out in the wilderness that has a very good deal for emeralds. If I can find it. Ooh, I am all out of it. Where's my unpolished diorite at? Should be back here. Yep, excellent. All right, and we'll just come over here and do this. So yeah, we were taking this van. Pretty much, it wasn't off-roading, but it felt like off-roading because it was. We were going up and down hills that were pretty darn steep. So it was that was an experience and a half. Very fun experience, but at the same time very nail-biting experience. And then it was just a lot of meetings and stuff that I can't talk about, but basically it was all meetings. We did do some special events where we went to restaurants and stuff, but this was my first experience with the new security stuff. The last time new airport security stuff. The last time I want to do this. I guess I'll have to do it this way because otherwise it's not going to look right. The last time I traveled, when was that? That was, it was definitely after 9/11 because 9/11 happened while I was still webmaster. So there were some security measures in place, but the TSA wasn't as bad as it is today. You know what I mean? Like there were still metal detectors and stuff like that. It wasn't the nudie bar that it is that it is now. The nudie radiation bar that it is now. So this was my first experience with that, and it was interesting. I did not realize that now for domestic flights they basically require you to. Do I want to do that or want to do something different? Let's do it a little. Well, I could leave it completely open. I don't know what good that would do me, though. Let's do this instead. Does that look right? I don't know if that looks kind of weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks kind of... I'll leave it that way. So I didn't realize that you had to take your shoes off now for domestic flights. Yeah, I thought that was just international flights, but nope. It's for everything now. And what else? Oh yeah, then you gotta go through the millimeter wave radiation box thing that's probably done wonders for all my moles. I'm sure I'm developing some sort of cancerous growth any day now. So that was a thing. And then this is what gets me, right? So you know, they still have the metal detector thing for your luggage or for your carry-on stuff, right? So you send that through, but now they're like, you have to separate everything out. You have to take your laptops out and put them in a separate bin, and you have to put that your bag in a separate bin from your shoes and your wallet and everything that's in your pockets and all that stuff. And then after all that, and this is what gets me, right? After all that, you go through the booth and you come out the other side, and they give you sort of a pat down. It's not quite a pat down. It's more like a, let's check the outside of your pockets to make sure there's nothing in your pockets, which really won't tell you if there's anything in your pockets or not. It's just something that, it's just like, let me rub my hands, the back of my hands against your pockets. It's like, well, okay, whatever floats your boat. Not sure that's actually doing anything for either you or for me, but there you go. It's done. So that was apparently a thing as well that I did not realize was something else that you had to deal with. Not complaining. It's just weird, you know. It's one of those strange things. Like I don't know if somebody thought this through quite so well. It doesn't seem like it was thought through that perfectly. But you know, other than that, it was relatively uneventful. The flight back, I did not get any sleep at all. It was only roughly 4 or 5 hours back, because you have the jet stream to push you along. But it was a red eye, so it was like 12:30 at night. We left, California, and I could not get any sleep at all on the flight. Just was not having it. Was not working. Could not do it. Do I have? What was I looking for? I don't even remember anymore. I think I just wanted to empty out my inventory. Yeah, I could not get any sleep at all on the flight. I was reading a little bit, but it wasn't really. I couldn't really focus too much, and I felt bad for the woman next to me because she was trying to sleep, and I had the light on. I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just turn this off, and I'll just sit here and." Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to get some more colored glass here. I'll just sit here and just stare off into space, hoping that I can somehow sleep, but ended up not being able to. So that was interesting. And then we had both landing out there and landing back here. We had some rather rough landings. They were interesting. The landing we had out there was just basically a very heavy landing. We just hit the tarmac at a relatively rough speed. I don't know if he just stalled at the end or what happened, but it was rough enough that the the flight attendants were a little bit taken back by it. And the landing here in Pennsylvania is, I've always had, every landing I've had in Pennsylvania has always been kind of weird, because you come in, and I don't know if it's just the wind or what it is, but it's you're always coming in and you're wobbling back and forth constantly rocking back and forth, and it can be a little bit scary, but you're not the one flying the plane, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's not a damn thing you can do about it, right? But usually they pull it together at the very last minute, and everything's copacetic. This time around, I don't know what happened, but when we hit the tarmac, immediately the pilot just threw the wheel to one side, and we sort of like did a very quick turn, or I don't know, sort of a almost like a skid almost, when we hit the runway, which is something new for me. That was I've never had a landing like that. I've had rough landings before, but never like that. That was something to behold. So I don't know what the cause of that was, other than one thing that was kind of bothering me a little bit was the captain came on the intercom when we were like 180 miles out, and he sounded really tired, like really tired when he was on the intercom. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if that's just his regular voice, or if he's just been up all night, and this is not going to go well for us. So that was my first indication that maybe something weird's going to happen here. But yeah, that caught me a bit unawares. So it was an interesting week for me, I would say. Very, very interesting. Hope I don't have to repeat it anytime soon. I mean that with the utmost respect to everyone involved. I'm just not I don't travel very well, and I proved that this time around. I think so. We've got a few things done. I need to do something with the roof here. I'm not going to leave the roof this way. And I need to actually spruce this frontage up a bit. But I think I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll come back and show you what that is. But that'll be for another episode. I think right now, this guy is seeing me from 2 miles away here. I think for right now we're making some good progress. I want to, as I mentioned, wow, I got the whole zombie army after me here. Zombie horde, I should say, after me. I want to, there's that lag that I was talking about. I want to fill in some of this area here with dirt. I like to fill this completely up here. And then I'll start building some buildings on this side as well. And then maybe I'll have some kind of area over here. We'll see. Because I want this area where let's get a refresh job here. I want the area where the portal is. First of all, I want to move the portal over. But I want the area where the portal is to be sort of a rotunda-ish thing. Maybe not circular, but we'll see. Maybe I can do some kind of spire. That would be kind of nice. That'd be interesting. And then I have to work on the actual inside of the nether. Like my nether portal in the nether is just as bare bones as it comes. Plus there's some lava there that I have died it to and lost all my diamond stuff. So that's something else I need to work on. I have to finish this road up, and I think I like this road. I think I'll continue the theme all the way up wherever there's a flat area here. Wow, you see these two Endermen here? I'm getting a lot of Enderman spawns for some reason, which is very cool, but also very weird, because I've never gotten this many Endermen in one spot before. So let's take this guy out. There we go. Trying to get some ender balls. But I've been getting a lot of them around here, just down below and everything else. I don't know if the mob spawning has changed slightly, or if I'm just very, very lucky, or both. So, and then also off camera, I want to start working on the wall. That's something that's going to happen, I think, completely off camera, because that's going to be long and tedious. And right now, I'm only going to be able to probably work on that one section, because the other sections are going to be, again, a very, very long process of doing. And I think I'm going to finally, mercifully, put this to rest here. So, and then obviously lots and lots of terraforming has to happen. But this is what we have so far. All these trees that have to go away, everything. I want to also work on a tree farm, so I got lots and lots of things on my plate. So next time, I don't know if it's going to be another building episode or if it's going to be a redstone episode. We'll see. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about rambling on about rambling on. And I will see you in the next episode.